All right, -4 degrees outside. What are you thinking? Rosé. That's what I'm thinking too. Middle dead of winter, I'm thinking, boy, wouldn't a fresh, cold, bright rosé be perfect right now, you know? And, well, honestly, I do think about rosé all the time because rosé is an all the time wine. And that's what we have to remember and consider is that rosé is no longer just like this casual summertime quaff. It is, don't get me wrong, it's still, that's the main impetus for buying and consuming rosé is summertime, the living's easy, weather's fine. This is not your typical rosé. And what I mean is Bandol. Bandol is not your typical rosé. Bandol is serious rosé. This isn't light, quaffable, commuter mugs, ice buckets with the name of the winery on it. Hey, rosé. This is serious rosé. And what I mean by that is rosé is a wine that usually you drink it within the first year, right? You know, the 2022s, you want to drink them in 2023, and then all of a sudden everyone forgets about it. And I get it, I understand it. I'm guilty of doing the exact same thing. But in the case of Bandol, you have to move everything a year. Move everything a year. Because Bandol is a structured rosé. It's a powerful rosé made from Mourvedre grapes mostly, and the wines it produces are a little richer, a little more substantial, and sometimes require 6 to 8 months of bottle age to really come into their own, right? So as a general rule, what we do with Bandol rosé is we move the whole kind of rosé timeline thing, drink it now, hurry! We move it a year, right? So you want to drink 2022s starting almost kind of now into next summer. The 22s will be at their finest in the summer of 24. And accordingly, we have just the wine for you. This is from Moulin de la Roque, which is, it's a domain, but it isn't. It's like a mini co-op. It's 4 domains that combine their powers and forces together in the Bandol appellation to kind of create a more varied and versatile range of wines that they could, you know, sell and distribute. And they've been really successful with it. They're hugely popular, especially in Europe. You may not see the name too much here. You'll see Moulin, you'll see La Roques, but you don't see too much Moulin de la Roque here because they have such a following locally. They're a big-time winery locally. This is their 2022 Natu'Roque Bandol Rosé. Natu, when you say natu, like natural, yes, this is what they call vin biologique, organic. It's organic. So all you cool people, you can drink this. You're allowed to drink this and not destroy the earth. This is, you're good to go here. Again, mostly Mourvedre. I believe the balance is Grenache and, if memory serves, Cinsault, but about 72% Mourvedre for the foundational grape here. This is usually all done in stainless steel, like a lot of the rosés, but you have such grip and power from the natural terroir of Bandol that it naturally creates this kind of extra mojo in the wine that desires a little more time to sort itself out. But yeah, it's pretty easy to drink now, but the Mourvedre, you know, gives you this wonderful kind of, like the red wines, this wonderful, slightly beautiful, soily, saline, sweaty component that starts to work itself out. And right now it's in the process of just now starting to work itself out, getting back to the 1 year after rule with Bandol rosés. You know, whether it's Tempier, Prado, etc., as a general rule, that's what you want to do with these wines. And this wine now is just now finding its feet, which I adore. Absolutely love it. I love knowing I can buy like a case of rosé and drink it over a year and a half and not go into full panic mode that the wine's going to self-destruct. The Bandol rosés don't do that. They're not supposed to do that. They're not built to do that. Now, along with that extra structure, breeding, complexity, they are the finest rosés basically produced on the planet. You can look at scores, you can look at the press, you can look at all this. Bandol rosés get the highest numbers, the best press, the best scores because they're the best. With that usually comes a heavy price, right? So with a lot of Bandol rosés, you can expect to pay easily $35, $38, you know, this type of deal. High 20s into high 30s, pretty typical. Domaine Tempier is a $50 bottle of wine on the cheap. But you know how we do things around here. So the Natu'Roque, we direct imported ourselves, especially once we found out that decanter in their World Wine Awards, which is a blind tasting run by master somms, masters of wine, and experts in their particular fields. They do a huge blind tasting every year, thousands of wines, and they only award a handful of what we call, 97-point platinum medal. I think they do like, God, what was the number last year? You remember what the number was last year? It was like 20, it's 30,000, 40, it's some stupid amount of wines. And like 100 get platinum or 97 points. And this was one of those, blind. This wine scored the highest of any rosé from the competition, which is a big friggin' deal. These aren't schmucks tasting these wines blind. These are like serious folks with serious palates. People that are industry people, industry veterans that know exactly what they're doing, know exactly what they're looking for. And this wine trumped all of them in a blind tasting at the Decanter World Wine Awards, 97 points for this wine. The highest score they basically hand out at Decanter for their World Wine Awards program. This did it. And because we brought it in direct ourselves from a really great source, good friend of ours, we're rolling this out at like 17 bucks, which is basically half the price of a decent Bandol Rosé in this market, let alone a wine that banged the monkey for 97 points, man. That's like, there's watermelon, strawberry, just underripe strawberry. All the classic rosé fruit components are in there, but it's that framework that makes the wine special, that lends the wine this level of complexity that you don't get from some basic Côte de Provence rosés. There are some Côte de Provence rosés that are very special, and we sell those as well. Really, really great gear. But this wine is next level, and not at a next level price. So rosé in January, hell yeah, especially at 17 bucks and 97 puntos.